Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. And it's Saturday night, and you know what that means. It's time for the AEW Collision Event Center. And now, here's the man who's always been on a collision course with his brain half the time, Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. This is episode 1156 of the show, January 20th, 2024. And this is the AEW Collision Event Center for January 20th, 2024. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is what happened over half an hour ago. AEW Collision was over, and here's what happened on the card. Reminder, next week is the Royal Rumble. So that means there'll be the final Raw for the Royal Rumble, the final SmackDown for the Royal Rumble, too. And you never know who's going to show up at the Royal Rumble this year. There's lots of rumors going around on the internet and online and all that. So just keep everything with a grain of salt as you read those rumors. And we shall see who appears and who doesn't appear. And who's, we still have a lot of former WWE superstars signed with other companies, especially TNA. Nick Nemeth, who was known as Dolph Ziggler during his time in the WWE, signed on with TNA, as did Ash by Elegance, who was known as Dana Brooke in the WWE. So that's a huge deal. So, to the women's division as well. There could be a lot of rumors going around. You never know who's going to show up. So, I'm really excited. Let's get to it. Jon Moxley went one-on-one with the head of Shane Taylor Promotions, Shane Taylor, with Lee Moriarty in his corner, and Jon Moxley ended up winning the matchup. And Moxley addresses the St. Louis crowd, telling everybody in AEW to keep up with him. It seems like to me, Jon Moxley says a lot of things that have been around the company that kind of ticked him off a little bit, and he wants everybody to keep up with him. And in other words, stop focusing on the drama, focus on your wrestling skills. Gotta respect Jon Moxley for that. Adam Copeland did the Copeland Open, and once again, Dante Martin accepted the challenge, and Dante Martin and Adam Copeland, they went at it. And great matchup overall. Adam Copeland did win the matchup to Tony Schiavone, who was a little bit better. Ended up interviewing Copeland after the match. He gave a lot of props to Dante Martin, and told the audience, encouraged the audience to give it up for him. And he says he's going to do whatever it takes to become once again the TNT champion. And Christian Cage may have lit a fire in him, but here's the interesting thing. This coming Wednesday on AEW Dynamite, guess who Adam Copeland's facing for the very first time? Minoru Suzuki. That is going to be a matchup. Can't wait to see it. Lexi Nair has been a young lady busy at work on Collision, interviewed Bryan Danielson, Claudio Castagnoli, and Bryan Danielson is still trashing Eddie Kingston and diminishing his accomplishment of being the Continental Crown Champion. Claudio Castagnoli basically doesn't say anything. And then she interviewed Top Flight along with Action Andretti, and Private Party interrupts them. Well, Private Party, Top Flight, be a heck of a team. Be a heck of a matchup. Thunder Rosa went one-on-one with Queen Aminata. Rumor has the Queen Aminata signed with AEW. But Thunder Rosa, in her first match in 2024, became victorious over the Queen Aminata. Excuse me for a second here. So heck of a matchup. And Thunder Rosa, maybe she would challenge. She's a former AEW Women's World Champion, mind you. So maybe she'll probably go challenge Toni Storm, Timeless Toni Storm again, or go after Julia Hart's TBS Championship. Lexi Nair, speaking of the ladies, interviewed Eddie Kingston and Ortiz about the response that of what the Blackpool Combat Club's Bryan Danielson and Claudio Castagnoli said about him. And Eddie Kingston's like, I don't care. I'm just going to go out there and fight, and that's what I do, so come on, Ortiz. And so Eddie Kingston's probably really perturbed about what Bryan Danielson had to say. And then Bullet Club Gold made their first appearance as the new Ring of Honor six-man tag team champions. They addressed the crowd. They brought their cardboard version of Rock Hard Juice Robinson out. And then the Acclaimed interrupt them, and then they convinced them, hey, we should join forces against the Undisputed Kingdom. And before you know it, Billy Gunn had the scissor thing, Jay White had the thing, and then they end up coming together. So the Bang Bang Scissor Gang has been formed. This is going to be trouble for any trios or any stable that tries to mess with them. And believe me, Undisputed Kingdom, you're going to need more than 5 people to get the job done. But then you got the AEW Women's World Champion, Timeless Toni Storm, after Mariah May was complaining about Deonna Purrazzo throwing shoes back at her. Toni Storm tells her to calm down, you know what? And then she confronts, and she says she's going to confront Deonna Purrazzo. She's going to beat you and eat you. She said that Toni Storm said to Deonna Purrazzo, I'm going to beat you and I'm going to eat you. I am not going to touch that one. Nope, comment on it. Toni Storm, man, again, not only she's beautiful and gorgeous, but she's funny as heck. I mean, she's taking the seriousness of becoming an AEW Women's World Champion, and she's got almost the comedy stylings like R-Truth. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. And Toni Storm knows how to be entertaining. If she left AEW and took that gimmick to the WWE, it's going to be over. I'm telling you, it's going to be great to see. A lot of people are not fans of the Timeless thing. I'm not a fan of the Timeless thing. Rock or chick, it doesn't matter. I love Toni Storm. And then Daniel Garcia went one-on-one with Buddy Matthews. And this was a heck of a match. But now Daniel Garcia picked up a victory over Brody King. And now he picked up a victory over Buddy Matthews. And then the House of Black started jumping on Garcia. FTR hits the ring. They started going at it. All 6 men brawled to the point where referees, officials, and half the locker room came out to break up this fight. Holy mackerel. This is probably the wildest thing I've seen on Collision for a long time. Talk about head-on collision. So, I was like, yeah, this is going to be fun. And then Lexi Nair interviewed FTR and Garcia after the matchup, and Dax Harwood says, this has got to end somehow. This is going to end. This can't go on forever. But we're going to end it. Challenged them to a trios elimination style matchup. Trios match in a steel cage. Yeah, we're going to have fun with that one. This is going to be great. So, and Matt Sydal went one-on-one with Roderick Strong. Or, as I like to call Roderick Strong, Flanders. Because he looks like Ned Flanders from The Simpsons. Hi, Delio, Wrestler Reno. Well, this was a heck of a matchup, but Roderick Strong using his reputation as the Messiah of the Backbreaker, ended up winning the victory over Matt Sydal. Then the main event. Bryan Danielson, Claudio Castagnoli going against the Continental Crown Champion Eddie Kingston and Ortiz. A lot of mind games have been played around by Bryan Danielson to the point where Eddie Kingston's about fed up. But in the end, though, this was a heck of a matchup. But Bryan Danielson hit Ortiz with a pin. 1, 2, 3. The Blackpool Combat Club was won. And then, after the matchup, though, Bryan Danielson talked a little trash and then spit in the face of Eddie Kingston. He's trying to get Eddie Kingston's goat. Eddie Kingston probably says, you just wait. You just wait. But anyways, Also, next week on this coming Wednesday on Dynamite, that we have face-to-face interview with Deonna Purrazzo and Tyler's Tony Storm. This is going to be entertaining as usual. So there's that. I think my favorite highlight of Collision tonight was the brawl that happened. Anytime you get a brawl and get everybody involved trying to break it up and stuff, it's hilarious and it's fun. It's fun to see. Like, remember The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar went at it? They had everybody out. So, and we talked about on Joy Scout Stream who's going to win the Royal Rumble, who's going to be the surprise entrances. I really don't know for sure. So, I think once the card's getting settled up, we will find out what's the deal here. So, that's all the time we have on this show. Episode 1156 of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977 is complete. I want to thank you everybody for tuning in. So, until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home.
That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.